ability to understand web pages. We gave ability to understand information or extract information from PDF documents. But we right from the day one, we made sure it is developed for domain experts directly. So you yourself, I mean, as a subject matter expert, you can go and point and click. You can develop the extraction component you want, so that you can extract information from the PDF documents you are uploading from the web or local. But when we move further, what we realized is it's not just from web. In an enterprise, it's not just single document, one document, two document, or 10 document you're uploading. You need a capability to upload from various different sources. So we added capability to monitor FTP folders or cloud containers or S3 buckets. Dropbox. So we now can load documents from any of your source, and even we can monitor email inboxes, right? And not just PDF. We can also handle scanned PDF documents, and then annotation, right? Creating the data set so that a good performing AI can be done. It's taking time. So how we can improve? So we launched our rapid labeling component. So you don't have to do tagging painstakingly for days. You can do using commands. So all those things we introduced in 2018. Then in 2019, where the shift happened, we started focusing more on the IP also, right? I mean, customization. Okay, more and more when we are talking to customers. Okay, it's not like with the fixed source, I need a different connector. I need not just one model, I need multiple models. Okay, how to bring that all models together? And it is not just that fixed fields. I want an ability to configure what all the fields I want to extract. I want to manage the taxonomy, and also I want to integrate with my downstream system. So we started focusing more on that integration and extensions and customizations, and also more enterprise features, like how team can configure that project level authorization, all those stuff. And 2020 is kind of a watershed year for us. Like from the document understanding that real change happened in 2020. Like we started giving integrations and business rule validations. We also had started building a team. Right now we have hundreds of people trained in our platform who can help our enterprise customers. So enterprise customers comes to our team, Botminds. They say, we want to automate this process, but I don't have people. No worries. We have people trained. They can function as an extended team for you. So we have trained bot developers introduced in 2020. And then more security features we introduced. Okay, document level rights. One person whoever mapped to the document only can see the document. Like that, a lot of enterprise related features. And when we are going to automate a enterprise feature, then it's not like one document. I have to extract information from multiple documents. How we can do so? All those stuff developed in 2020. Now in 2021, it's we're taking a completely more different I'll not say different direction. It's something like altogether a different next gear or acceleration happens, because now the focus is more on how we can enable our partners to develop the solutions themselves. How we can make our enterprise customers to create the solutions using our platform more effectively, more quickly. So with all the feedback what we received from our customers, we built this error marking, lookups, normalizations, and not only extraction. After extraction, do some post processing, that's normalizations and lookups. And customers wants to get started quickly day one. Okay, that's why we are launching marketplace where the pre-built solutions are available, and audit trail, so that the enterprise, they can check what happened in the overall journey of the document. So a lot of things that's what TV will talk about, introduced in this release last V10 and V11. And with that, actually I will hand it back to Vikas about giving you quick walkthrough about what are the different capabilities, because I just gave you high level overview about what happened in the last 5-6 years. But at Botminds, we the core is you can develop. I mean, the subject matter experts can develop the end-to-end solutions themselves, or an RPA consultant, or a process automation consultant can come and use Botminds platform, and without having to worry about the technology, they themselves can create the solution end-to-end within weeks. So that's what we are focusing on, and that you should know for sure. That's why I asked Vikas to quickly give you a presentation or rundown about our capabilities. So with that, I hand it back to Vikas. Over to you, Vikas.
Thanks, Hugo. Thanks for the background. And I think that background kind of has been important to understand where we've come from and where we are heading. It's a fairly crowded space when it comes down to automation market, but we strongly believe that we have got something different, to give it to you, to the developer community, to all the service providers, and all the users who are looking at solving the problem of the unstructured data. All right, so we are an AI-first platform, and our mission is fairly straightforward. We are looking at the fact that we understand all types of documents. And my attempt here, taking a step back, my attempt here is to give you a very high-level overview of what this platform actually does, and then within about 5-7 minutes, we'll go back to TV to talk about the V11 release and specific details about every one of those 4 or 5 different components that you've seen so far. All right. So we look at any type of document. This document could be a scanned image, could be scanned PDF file, native PDF file, could be a web page, could be a completely unstructured document. It doesn't really matter. Second thing that we look at is that we are not bound by any templates at all. So typically, a lot of scenario is where you have an invoice coming through. Invoice changes shape, changes from a vendor to vendor. You have to go ahead and give a little bit of training to say, this is what the new invoice looks like. This is a new format. With Botminds, it is not required because we do not train our platform on where the information is. We train our platform about what the information looks like. And our platform then goes ahead, our models go ahead and start looking for that information, regardless of its changing place or changing certain other things. And I'll talk about more in detail. Secondly, our platform is built for business, which means that training is very, very simple. Anybody can go ahead and do that. You don't have any place to write a code. Within Botminds platform, everything is point and click. You go ahead and train the AI models. And training of the AI model typically is a lot of data, a lot of example sets that you have to give in. We've done all the hard work in the last couple of years. All that needs to be done is you give roughly about 100 or so examples and say, this is what my invoice looks like. This is what my annual report looks like. This is what my contract document looks like. And we go ahead and do the training on the basis of that. And as a result of that, you have an AI model that is trained, giving you output within just about a couple of weeks' time. And like I mentioned on the chat, I will be putting across the details where you can go ahead and sign up for a Botminds workshop, where you will be eventually building your own AI model on the Botminds platform, getting the training from our team within about an hour or so. So you'll see that when you join that workshop. More on that a little later. So 4-step process with Botminds. We ingest the documents. So the ingestion of the documents can be done manually. You can go ahead and point it to a FTP location. You can point Botminds to a web page, to a news site, to an SEC, to an email box. It doesn't matter. You can also go ahead and connect it with an upstream, API, link it with another, content management system to pick up the information. That's perfectly fine. Second thing that we do is understand, which is the inherent capability of our platform, understanding of what a document looks like, where the information is, what information you want to extract. We do all of that here. And this is a one-time activity of training, which is what you provide 100 examples. And you say, this is the information that I want to extract. And different use cases may require different setup. And that's what you need to do one time. And at the end of it, you have the extraction coming out to you in a variety of different formats. You can get it from an unstructured to a structured output. You can go ahead and push it towards a downstream API. You can consume that way. You can push it down to another RPA, solution that you may already have. Starting point of which is structured data. So you can extract information from Botminds, give it to your RPA, and RPA does the rest of the activity. You can go ahead and put it onto the end system as well, and we can do the end-to-end configuration too. So the combinations are, various combinations available. We can set up in multiple ways. And once all of this is done, you basically can look at it as an end-to-end automation, and our complete platform can operate absolutely headless, which means you don't even have to come to the platform at all. And the key thing about this, and Gokul touched upon very briefly, ours is a vertically integrated platform, which means that the functionality is available within the single platform itself. But by nature, it's a horizontal platform. We are not selling any specific solution that it's an invoice solution, it's a KYC solution. It's a platform that allows you to build AI models And anybody can sit down and just some time can go ahead and build a new AI model for any of the solutions and any of the scenarios. What that allows you to do is it allows you to start using Botminds in function one, let's say HR. And then once that is done, the same platform can be used for legal function, same platform can be used for finance function as well. And just to give you an idea of what all things are possible with Botminds, you're looking at legal contract abstraction, risk loss analysis, LIBOR transition. In financial services, you can read annual reports, which are essentially hundreds and hundreds of pages of unstructured data. Sure, they have a sequence in them, but how many pages does that one commentary take? You don't really know. ESG data pipeline, which is something that is getting formed right now, we can go ahead and extract that as well. Clinical trials, market research, tender risk analysis, risk underwriting, all of these things and many more is something that we can extract. So in the next section, I want to just give you a very quick overview of what few of the key features of our platform are. Details will come from TV in a minute's time. So those of you who have not seen this before, this is our platform on the left-hand side. This is the source document. This is the output document. Here is where you put in all the details that you want to extract. It is customized based on your requirement. In this case, we're talking about income statement, balance sheet, cash flow statement. And in here is an abstract of a 120-page document. So being able to understand that we are extracting information from net income, and what you would see is that the moment I click on any information here, it shows you where the information is. So that deep linking is absolutely maintained. And the other thing that you would notice is that when we are pointing at net income, by not looking at net income, it says profit loss for the year. So we have an NLP working at the back, which means that we're not just doing a term search and extract value. We're doing a bit more than that. And it's not just tables. We can extract information from anywhere in the document. In this example, it's a 118-page document. We're extracting information very similar way, source document, output, and we're extracting information from notes. So it could be written anywhere in the document and we will still extract it because our core capability is unstructured to structured. And once you've extracted this information, you can very easily consume that as well. One of the examples would be that you could download this into CSV, TSV, and this is what the structured, out-of-the-box structured information essentially looks like. So just the way you have seen on the platform, you can get it out, you can consume it either directly or downstream, API, giving to another system, and so on and so forth. I've got one more example that I would like to show. And this is an example where we are talking about unstructured information of a call transcript. So it doesn't get any more unstructured than this. This is one person, two people sitting down and announcing the quarterly results. And what we've done is we've extracted all this information about revenue change, number of people who attended, what are the kind of cash flow change happen, change in percentage, multiple recommendations would come in, any COVID-related conversation that really happened, anything on a positive or a negative sentiment analysis is done here, anything over here. So typically this work takes about an hour and a half for a research analyst to sit down and extract, and then he or she has to sit down and prepare an executive summary. We can do that as well, and we can create a synthetic summary, and basically all you do is get a large document, process it through Botminds, and in near real time, you get the extraction and you get the executive summary. So looking at a tremendous amount of cost and effort saving here. And one of my last pieces of the demonstration for today really is to show you the last capability, which is on our web page. So just the way you saw information being extracted from a large document, you can point Botminds to a web page and say, or a website and say, extract all this information, regardless of wherever it is on a specific page. So Botminds would go ahead and crawl through the entire page, extract the information, and give you a singular summary where everything is available for you on the right-hand side. And you can, of course, do the same way. You can extract the information on a PDF. You can extract the information on a CSV, TSV format as well. So I'll talk about a quick case study here. I'm going a little bit fast because we lost about 15 minutes at the very beginning. So a very quick case study. We recently won an ISG Digital Case Study Award for our standout case study for tender risk analysis, which is where we reduced the overall time that our client was spending, roughly about 5 days, to go through couple of 100-page tender document with multiple, as in a dozen or so attachments, and they have to review all those documents, extract the information, summarize it, verify, validate it. And we are able to go, reduce this down completely from a 5 days to a 5 hours, including human in the loop. So there was identification of risk clauses, complex document format. So there were multiple different types of documents coming through, being able to understand what are the timelines around it, what are the bidding details around that. Of course, because the documents were coming from multiple different vendors, so there wasn't really much to do with a template or a format. Everybody would submit based on a guideline. So that was a challenge. So what we did really was we looked at the different sources. We assigned that in terms of a risk profile we created. We then generated a downloadable tender sheet, which will be ready within just about like a couple of minutes. I think half an hour was the time here. And then the subject matter experts would look at that. Instead of having to go through, imagine, a 500 or 600 page, you just look at the summary and you verify that everything is correctly extracted. And then you convert that into the end document that was required. So at the end of it, we had a significant amount of production time in the bidding. We had a faster training period. We also got, a bit of operational saving. And, instead of using a dozen or so people to do that, they were able to reduce the overall headcount or increase the capacity that they were currently having. So I thought that'll be a good example of something that we have done, has been validated, and it has kind of been awarded as well in terms of the work that we have done. All right. So with that, I will now invite TV from our side. So essentially, TV has been there since the very beginning. He heads our platform team. And from a tech side, he will give you ideas and examples of what are the things, what are the new highlights of V11 that we have. And he's been there since the very beginning, veteran in Botminds. So TV, over to you. We'll switch screens. And while you do that, Gokul, do you want to add a couple of words for TV while he's busy switching and getting his screen up and running?
Yeah. So I'm eager to see the V11 features in action, and the kind of effort, amount of work TV and team put in the last 3 months. Tremendous, great work, guys. Yeah, over to you, TV.
Thanks, Vikas. Thanks, Gokul, for all the great words. So I think, one of the great perks of letting Gokul and Vikas speak upfront is like they take a lot of load of you. They have given set up the right context for you. So yeah, I'm not going to bore you guys with all the presentation and stuff. I'm going to walk you through the right features that we did for V11. So generally, like we kind of do a version release every quarter or so. So every major release for every quarter or so. So this version 11, like we recently launched it, and really excited to walk you guys through a live event as such. Like walk you through the features, the key features that we have developed so far for V11. So I'm gonna walk you through like four main features. One, the table AI that you're seeing on screen. The next one will be the image AI. The third one will be the RMRT, and finally will be the audit trail. So I'll quickly walk you through like what exactly we have built for in this particular version, so that like everyone can get an idea. Meanwhile, like if you have any questions in between, like feel free to post them in the chat and LinkedIn, so we'll be able to address that and get you guys sorted out. So yeah, first. And maybe I'll take this as an opportunity to thank the entire team who worked for this release as well. So it was a great effort, commendable effort that we launched this pretty much on time and got this delivered. So thanks for the team as well. So I'll quickly start with the first one, table AI. So what this table AI does? So I think Gokul has talked pretty much about the document understanding process. So for most of the businesses, like you might be required to get or extract the key information not only at the document level, probably extract the values from the tables that lies within the document. So the challenges that we have there, like the first challenge will be to identify or to distinguish between the running text and the table. Because within a normal PDF, you might not be able to identify what is a normal text, what is a normal table. So the first challenge will be to identify what is a given, what is a paragraph, what is a table that we have within the document. So once you identify the right table, then you might be able to sort out whether this is the right table for you. This is the relevant table that you want to extract the information from. So the second step will be to identify the table which is relevant for you, where you're going to extract the information from. Then comes the next challenge. You need to identify each and every cell within the table. We are actually like drilling down at a cell level, because you go read a table, you need to know what the context of each cell and the context of the value that you're trying to extract. So you need to drill down at a granular level, go at a cell level, and then extract all the information you need from. So I'll show you probably a quick demo. As I promise, I'm not going to stick on to this particular presentation for a lot of time. I'll directly jump on to the live product page. So as Vikas pointed out, this is our portal. You will have the document that you added to our project, lying right to the left of you, and the summary, the gist of what we have extracted using all the heavy lifting that we do internally to extract the values from the tables or extract the values from the text. We seen as a summary in the right hand side. So if you look at this is an annual report document. So if you take a look at this, like you generally have a lot of information here. Like there'll be like running text paragraphs there, and you will have the tables with all the values. And then like in between you'll have images also. So in spite of all that, we identify the right table for you. And after identifying the table, we classify that as a relevant table or not. And then internally going inside the relevant table, we extract the values also for you. So if you see here, the exact information that you want, let's say you want to identify the unit in which the amount is mentioned. Here it's million, and the right year, I'll quickly show you. So this is another feature, like clicking on the value, it will take you to the right page. You will be able to see where the information has been extracted from. So if you see here is the description of the data point. What is the unit year, the corresponding year, and the corresponding values. So if you take this 37772 value, the context of this particular cell depends on both this data point as well as the year. So along to go with these two, we also have the unit of measure also. So to get all these, we go at a cell level. We have different types of selection. We can annotate at a row level. You might have already seen because mentioning, like with just a few examples, like 100+ examples, you can pretty much train the system like what is the exact value that we want to extract the data from. So that using all the internal modules, we have arrived at a summary, like what exactly the values that we can extract from the given document. So there is also another option that we have here, like we have the table view option. So what it supports is like whatever you're seeing on the left hand side, the table that lies within the document, you'll be able to see the same in the summary as well. So this gives a clear picture, like how easily the AI within our portal, it's trying to extract the values as per the customer's need. So this is just a table view that you can use. There are other options also. You can see it in a list view as well. And just to top it off, like we have different export options also. You can export in the way you want as per the need. So with this V11, like we have also customized like multiple options. Like we have brought in like different components where you can export to a different container, or maybe in the format that you need. We'll be able to happily able to assist you with that as well. So this is with respect to the table AI. And Gokul, if you like to add anything on top of this, I'll be happy to let you.
Yeah, I mean, thanks TV for quickly showing what it is. But a lot of things goes behind the screen, right? So the summary, the right hand side, the table, right? Table 1, right? The underlying net profit attributable to shareholders 3772 is actually for 2016 year. So this now it's clear. I mean, you can download, it's available in the Excel, it's clear. But in a PDF document, when you're getting it as a PDF, you as a human, yes, you can see, this is a table, this is the latest year column, and I want to extract. Yeah, as a human you can do, but making an machine to do that, then you need sophisticated algorithms, many algorithms coming together, many models coming together and doing that. That's what we achieve, right? So now we have all the base models in place. Given a document, we quickly identify whether it is a table or text. By the way, that itself a challenge, not many solved it. So given a document, identify whether it is table or text, and then if that table, whether it is a relevant table or not, but and then go and extract the value. So yeah, that is what we are releasing with this V11. Now when TV is showing different, for example, this is something like sustainable report or annual report. But in your case, in your domain, maybe completely different table, a different format or different kind of information presented in a table. How to train, for your needs. That is super easy now, made easy. You upload document, you define what information you want to extract, and then you do that cell, go and select a cell and say, this cell contains the value I'm looking for. Okay, select a cell. Selecting a cell, I'm saying that is very simply. But selecting a cell is not, giving a capability to select a cell is not an easy way. I mean, it's not available in any of the platforms out there in the market. So go and select a cell and tell this cell value is what the sales figure or divided figure or earning figure. So that is what we are releasing now to the market. So you upload a document and go and sell this cell value is what I'm looking for. Give that 100 example, train a model that will do automatically. Okay, so that's why I'm saying this is something like very powerful feature for businesses to extract information from tables. The ability to train at a very granular level. In this case of table, it's a cell level.
Exactly. So thanks for that, Gokul. Like as you just pointed out, like it's as easy. You can pretty much click at a cell level, like what you try to extract, and then it's just matter of annotating, clicking the right label for you, and then doing the annotation. So yeah, we also do support like multiple bulk annotation options as well. So creating multiple more examples also doesn't going to take much of your time. So yeah, that is it with respect to the table view. Probably I'll go or continue to the next feature. Yeah. So this is the table view, table AI that we saw, and moving on, like the next big feature is the image AI. So probably like image AI. This is where like this is more of an inbuilt capability that we have within our portal. So again, like image AI supports like multiple use cases. It is just a starting block that we have built. It could grow like as per the customer's needs as well. So what this image AI does is like when you might have seen documents, let's say like form-based documents, you might have seen where the information will be like kind of scattered in different places. So let's say a typical invoice where you will be seeing. I'll show you the example. You will see. Okay, I'll quickly jump around to the demo itself. Yeah. So yeah, this is a typical sample invoice that I downloaded from Google. So if you can see here, this information that we have, like you have the seller details right here, you have the buyer details right beneath it, and you have the product details separately, and probably some information with respect to the invoice as well. So it's not a free-flowing text. It's not a running text that you normally see in a general PDF document. So it's not a typical NLP that we follow to understand the text here. So you need to understand the exact context of the particular entire seller information here. So what we have built using this image AI is we have the option or the ability to extract the exact layout from which you need to read the information from. So see, for example, in this case, the seller details, it's a separate block that is kept here. So we can have a separate layout drawn here, and similarly you can have a buyer details underneath it. So you can create a separate block for it and then start annotating on top of that particular layout. So by doing so, we are internally training the system like what exactly the context of the data that the machine is trying to extract from the document. So this is one of the use case, and probably you will also find documents where typically like form-based documents where you will be having check boxes or radio buttons where you might be able to get the values from. So yeah, if you see here, there'll be like multiple yes or no questions here, or maybe different options, maybe choosing your age from a specific group. So you might be interested in knowing the status of that particular radio button or a checkbox. So let's say this particular yes, whether it's selected or not. So how can we extract that information? It's just an image here. There is no text here. So how can we extract whether this particular information, this hospitalized information, is available or not? So using this image AI, we can pretty much build a model where you can train the system, like whether it's a checked annotation, whether it's an unchecked value, whether it's a selected one or not. So probably to add on another use case to it, we have gone one step further and probably extracted a value from the QR code as well. So identifying where the QR code lies within the document is the first step, which can be done using the layout annotation. And once that has been done, probably extracting the value of the QR code. So this, we have used a custom component built on top of the image annotation, and then extracted the value of the QR code here. So these are the different use cases that we have in store available for the image AI. And doing annotation, it's like pretty much easy as you can see. You under the menu, you can see enable image annotation here. So if you choose that, like you get to choose the entire block, or in this case, like if you want, you can choose the radio button or the checkbox, like whatever you want. So once you make the selection, and you'll be able to see the corresponding values that you want. So here it's just a binary value, checked or unchecked, because of the use case, like knowing the state of the value. Probably you can have a multi-value classifier as well, like choosing whether it's from a list of states or from a list of cities, whatever. Like you can customize your taxonomy the way you want and extract the information easily. So again, doing annotation, it's straightforward. Just draw the annotation and then probably select the label you want. So if you want to switch back to the text annotation mode, again, you can toggle it and then select any text to go for that particular previous annotation mode. So yeah, these are the three use cases that we have already identified and probably helped the customers or the POCs that we're working with. So this opens up a lots of scenarios for us. This image AI, a very powerful feature. Yeah, it depends. Like any requirement we want, we'll be happy to help you out there as well.
Yeah, that's interesting. What you showcased at TV. That's very crucial step we are taking in Botminds, right? So reading and understanding, it's no longer just the text understanding, no longer understanding the natural language, right? Yeah, business demands understanding a document from other context also, like here in this case, okay, where the QR code lies in the document, I can first identify and then go and extract the buried information from QR document, or given a document, quickly identify the blocks that contains information, or quickly identify the checkboxes. It can be any square checkbox, round checkbox, or a checkbox with a cross symbol or a dot. It can be any way, right? But I need a way to quickly train my AI to understand the kind of checkbox and whether it is checked or not. Super easy now. You enable image annotation, go and train. Just give 10, 20 annotations, create a model, and then boom, immediately our Botminds AI can understand the checkboxes, the kind of checkboxes you have in your form, and it can also understand whether it is checked or unchecked. So that's what we are releasing now. It's actually, we are really pushing the boundary, like document understanding, natural language processing capability now added with the computer vision capability. There is image, the best of the computer vision capabilities also now married to this platform. Now that opens up hell a lot of scenarios. Like, I mean, just we are pointing 2-3 scenarios here, but I'm already I'm saying, like in a contract, go and extract the floor plan, from a floor plan, extract the captions, or from product labels. A lot of scenarios we are already exploring. We're happy to discuss if you have anything in that front.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for that, Gokul, again. So I think that pretty much sums up the image AI. So we'll quickly, as we're running short on time, so I'll quickly move on to the next couple of features as well. So yeah, Let me just shift the focus to the next feature, which is error marking. So we have already heard Gokul because mentioning like the ease at which we can create models with very minimal examples. So we saw multiple slides wherein like we have the capability to generate models with just a matter of 100 plus examples. So owing that in mind, whenever we say like very minimal examples are required to generate a model, it also comes with its own conditions based checks and validations as well, wherein the annotation or the training that you do from a particular document that requires more precision. So we cannot afford to have any errors or any issues with respect to the annotation that is happening. So what this error marking introduces. So during the training phase, like if any document it is getting trained, and let's say you have any company, any KPU company, if you take for that matter, will have different workflow stages set up. So you'll have the KPU knowledge worker working, and you'll have a reviewer coming and checking the annotations and then validating them. So what we have in store, so we have a complete workflow management enabled within the portal itself. On top of that, so whenever a reviewer goes through the annotations, he can pretty much mark the annotation as an error, if in case he finds any fault with that annotation. So there is no more need for doing any offline work. It can pretty much be done right from within the platform itself, and you don't have to have any further additional systems like any Excel sheets or any email communications that require to communicate within the team. So we ourselves have identified like a 30 to 40% increase in the production time using this particular error marking feature. So I'll quickly show a demo on how this works. So rather than reading through this presentation. So if you see, like this is a typical call transcript Vikas showcase. So if you can see, let's say you take this date label, date data point. So we see that like the date extracted from the document is Jan 28, 2020. So let's say I am a reviewer now. I've logged in as a reviewer, and I've seen that the date that is extracted is Jan 28. Here it's in the format like MON, DD, and YYYY. So the system, the downstream system that the project we are trying to push the output requires in a different date format. So what the reviewer can do is like he can quickly come and see the value here. He can see like it is in MON format. So he wants it to be changed to let's say change the format to so the reviewer can come quickly, add a comment here, and then he can pretty much submit it. So this particular annotation has been marked as a error for this particular document. So what this does, so whenever a reviewer reviews, he checks on all the annotations, marks this as an error, and then what he can do is he can quickly go to the workflow and then choose this as a reassign option, and then assign it back to the corresponding annotator. So the annotator, let's say I've logged in as an annotator now. The annotator comes quickly. He checks on the error value. He can see that this is a error mark value. He can pretty much this pretty much sums up like what he needs to do. So he'll change this as okay. Even before resolving it, the user will try to update the keyword here. So he can change it as 28/01/2020. So he just updates the value here, and then he can pretty much go and mark this particular error as a resolved one. So after doing that, again the same old process. Like he can again come and reassign, change the workflow state from reassign to probably set it to the ready for review state. So this can go through like multiple iterations, and the reviewer and annotator can just rectify the values based on the custom requirements and then export into the downstream systems. So this is actually a really helpful feature for organizations who are dealing with multiple documents and a proper workflow system in place. So yeah, in addition to this, like we also have a couple of filters given here. If you can see here, like you have the show errors only and the show corrected errors. So doing that, we'll be filtering out what are the values that got corrected in the recent iteration. So this is probably an addition to what we already show in the summary. And also another interesting feature is the compare summary options. So what this does is like every time a reviewer generally like he might want to see the history of what this data points values has gone through. Let's say he recently clicked on reassign and then probably the annotator changed the value and set it back to review stage. So the reviewer might want to see like what has happened across like different versions. So every time a workflow stage is getting changed, we generate a new version and probably we have option to check what are the values that got added or what are the values that got updated. So in this case, this Jan 28, 2020, between like the version 7 and 6, the Jan 28, 2020 is the value that got added recently. This was the only change that happened. So this again is it's a very useful feature. Like we get to see the history of whatever has happened within the document. Yeah, I guess I pretty much covered most of error marking. So if there is anything that you would like to add,
yeah, you covered. But I mean, in the way an engineering team will cover, but this is something what to say, the customers are finding it really useful and way giving way more important than I thought it is. The single reason, right? Go take any financial services or healthcare companies. The audit trail is critical because the data quality and data sanctity is something like really important, and who did the change, when it got changed, and what is the version, how it got changed. It's critical. So I mean, this is a good start, but hope the people here can understand the importance of this feature and allow to explore the scenarios. But the initial reaction from the healthcare and financial services really shows this is something we got a good start in this audit trail.
Yeah. Okay. So so moving on to the final set of the piece, I think Gokul already started on that front. It's more to do with the audit logging. So
sorry for jumping the gun. Go ahead.
Yeah. So yeah, audit trail. This pretty much, I think everyone here will be aware of what audit trail is all about. So this was like in our feature decks for quite a while. Like this always like it's a very important feature to have. Any product you take, you might want to have the entire history of all the activities that has happened within the project. So yeah, this is one of the key features. So really happy like we were able to pull this through like for the version 11 launch. So I'll quickly show a demo on this as well. So audit trail, it's nothing, like pretty much straightforward. Like you, the project administrator has a privilege to go and check on all the activities that is happening right within the project. So right from any creation of a label to performing any annotation or viewing the document to deleting the document to probably creating a model and all those stuff. So every single activity, it's kind of getting tracked now. We have the option to see that as well. So where can you see that? You have this is like a document page that we have already showcased to you. So there are like different pages as well. So if you go to the project settings page, you have an option. You have different menus that are listed here. So audit logging is one such menu which recently got introduced in V11. So if you can see here, all the activities that I did so far, you will be able to see. So what is the annotation that I did? I changed the value to 28.1, and then I updated the workflow stage, and then I kind of accessed the summary, and then accessed the document, and then came back to the settings page, and then access the audit logs again. So you see the entire list of audit logs listed here, and probably you can click on load more and see all the activities. That is one way to go. Or we have added a lot of filters for you. So if you want to see what has happened at a document level specific to a document, you can choose a document and see it right away. Or any other filters for that matter, any activity specific to a user, any activities that happen within a specific date range, and so on and so forth. So probably to top it off, we also have an export option. So rather than viewing 10 logs at a time or seeing specific logs that are required for you, you can dump all of these activity logs into a separate Excel file, and then see it in action yourself, like in how much ever way you want, you can filter it and then consume it. Yeah, so that's pretty much it with the audit trail. If there is nothing much to be added here, then probably I'll again, like this is just a head start that I've given you for all these features. If you want to see all those whatever I mentioned here in action, you can probably go to this particular page. We generally push all the releases to this particular botminds.a/release/botminds V11. So you'll have a number of releases listed here. You can probably go through the features, and if there are any doubts, probably you can get back to us as well. We'll be happy to assist you. So yeah, that sums it up with respect to V11. I guess I'm good. So I'll be open for questions when it's time for the Q&A session. Thanks, guys.
That's great, TV. Thank you. Over to you, Vikas, again.
Thank you, TV. Thank you very much for covering in detail. Can you see my screen okay? Just want to confirm.
Yep.
All right. There you go, just to make sure. All right. So last piece, I see quite a few questions coming in terms of, and the interest coming in terms of our workshop. So I'm going to talk about that. But very first initial thing, this was meant to be an insight into a technology, today more than anything else. What I do want to point out that, Botminds is available as a single enterprise license. We don't work in terms of bots, in terms of users, etc. It's a singular license that allows you to do multiple things in your organization, right? Variety of different ways. So one of the things that we have recently, launched in terms of our capability is the marketplace. This is at a very first stage. So if you go to botminds.ai and you look at, marketplace there, you will see a lot of these, material that is available to you. At the moment, it is at V1. V1 is, first where we showcase all the things. So whatever demos that you've seen, that's a demo that you can view on the marketplace at the moment. And what we're looking at is developing this to where you would be able to contribute and you would be able to download a ready pre-built AI models that you can start using, within the Botminds platform. That's where you're heading. That's where V2 of the platform essentially will be coming in. But at this time, you can go to our marketplace. You can go click on Try Now, and that allows you to see, what exactly is happening, say in the invoice GST, in the ESG extraction at the moment. That's our V1. All right. And so what I wanted to give to all of the people who have kind of joined in our maiden event today, really is to give you an option to, come down to a Botminds workshop. This again will be one of our first external workshop that we would be doing. We essentially do that for our clients. But here is what would happen on this workshop. While I'm covering that point, if it is easier for you, go ahead to this URL, which is bit.ly at Botminds. MI is M1NDS. You can do that. If you have the ability to scan the QR code, please go ahead and do that. You can fill up a simple Google form. Once you've done that, we have 20 seats that we can add up on a single workshop. So the idea is that this will be a 2-hour workshop where in the first hour you will basically get all the information that kind of TV shared, how our platform works. You will get a login credentials to be able to log into our platform. Then we'll pick up a single project, that the team will decide at that time, and all of everybody on the workshop will work towards that singular goal to be able to build an AI model to be able to extract from a completely unstructured document to a structured document. So 2-part workshop, training on the first hour, building on the second 1 hour. At the end of it, we'll send a completion certificate your way as well. Please go ahead and register your interest, if you would like to join. And if there are certain other people in your organization who might be interested, please give them this link. It's available all the way through to today. And we'll go ahead and take up, as many as subscription up to 20. We'll add them onto a workshop. All right. So with that said, I think we're an absolute end to our Yep, we are an absolutely end to our coverage here. At this point, I will open up for a Q&A. I'll stop presenting. I will see if there are any questions that might have come into the LinkedIn live stream. And we'll take it up from there. Okay. All right. In the meantime, Gokul, do you want to? I think I'll hold on to yours because you're closing today. We still have about 20 people who have joined us and are online with us. I want to give everybody a minute or so to see if anybody wants to ask a question here to us.
Yeah. Anyway, while we are waiting for the questions to come, if at all. So the key point, what Vikas also shared, right? So you can get started like immediately now. You can you can request access to a platform, and we are happy to schedule a workshop. I think we are scheduling a workshop with 20 seats, and and if you have live scenario where you're trying to solve and you're struggling to solve, we're happy to come for a consultation session. Our solution experts can meet you, understand what kind of scenario it is, how you're solving, what are the challenges, and we are happy to help. So it's easy to get started with Botminds, be it as a solution developer or as a partner or as a digital transformation leader in an enterprise.
Right. I think we have no more questions, or actually we have no questions apart from the link to the workshop. So Gokul, I'm going to hand it back to you to close out the entire LinkedIn Live. A couple of minutes from your side.
Great. Yeah. Good. This is a good start. So as Vikas mentioned, it's a maiden LinkedIn Live event. So watch this space for more events. And having said that, V11 is something I consider as a milestone release for many reasons. One, yes, we are doing this and so far it's kind of informing our customers, informing already existing users over an email or getting into a private Zoom meeting. So we are doing it for first time in a way. Now, and also we are planning to do more faster releases, like we so far major release 3 months on, but at the same time every month or even sometimes 2 weeks on, so we used to do some minor releases. So it's always good to do this kind of event to introduce simplest of the feature we are adding to our platform. So watch for this space on that front. Now, in the direction sense, for example, Botminds, right? You might have seen all the discussion about how to enable our partners, how to strengthen the marketplace, how to bring more community developers into our platform so that they can themselves develop solutions. So that's the direction we are taking consciously. That means yes, we also schedule another event on those lines, I think in next week. So we are looking for partners. We are looking for people who are on the forefront of solving this kind of process automation for large enterprises. So reach out to us to get access. We're happy to help you. We're happy to train your folks. Happy to train your team in this new age, state of the art, easy to use, intuitive platform. So we are happy to help you. So that solving document process automation should not be this complex. Literally, that's what I'm hearing again and again. Yeah, automating a process that involves documents should not be this complex. Keep in mind Botminds here to make your life easy. You should not spend sleepless nights for automating a scenario where documents are involved. Come, sign up, do some point and click activities, create a model yourself, give efficiency to your business. So with that, I would like to close this webinar. Over to you, Vikas.
On mute. All right. Well, thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining in. Thanks for your time. Thanks for all of those who stuck around with us towards the end. And we'll see you again next time when we run another live. Thank you.